Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great week. Let's get right into tonight's predictions for this week, which run from tonight through to next Thursday, May 17th. These are general predictions for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. If you're interested in personalized monthly predictions or any other services that I offer, you can go to my website at AskRebecca.guru for more information. All right, well, let's get right into it because I have a lot of information and I want to be able to get to tonight's caller as well. So the general themes for this week, one of the themes this week revolves around perfection. It's going to surface in multiple ways, and I feel like it's going to affect everyone in similar ways, no matter where you are in life. So there will be times this week when you just feel like everything right now is perfect. You know, it's just, you're going to be in that moment of zen, of peace. It could be while you're sipping on your morning coffee. It could be that moment you look at the person sitting across from you, or you're watching your kids play, or you're hanging out with friends, or maybe even at work. Like, I just feel like there's going to be moments of peace and a feeling of contentment, and everybody could use that a little bit. Now, there will also be times this week where you catch yourself and others using the word perfect or perfection while speaking, writing, or reading. I just feel like the word's going to be coming up all around you. So there will be moments when you notice how something there are also going to be moments when you notice how something that seems imperfect is actually perfect. You'll be admiring the imperfections in life at some point this week, and you'll be able to see that those imperfections really aren't imperfect. Like they're perfectly imperfect. The more challenging part of this perfection energy will be when you notice in yourself and in others how perfectionist tendencies are connected to controlling behaviors and some fears. So, for example, you may be at work rewriting and redoing something a bunch of times because it just isn't perfect. And in that moment, realize you're stressing over something because of fear or failure of rejection or failure period, or, you know, it'll be connected to some sort of self-worth thing within yourself. It could go even back to childhood where maybe you feel, you know, you were judged or criticized. So now everything has to be perfect because you're just afraid that somebody's going to judge you for it. So make sure, you know, try to pay attention to that, because in reality, it's a much bigger deal in your head than it is to someone else. It could also manifest by you trying to control others around you, or others trying to control you. And what that may look like is maybe somebody is, you know, trying to tell you what you should wear, or how you should speak, or how you should eat, or, you know, how you drive. You know, this is just perfectionism that is coming out of expectations, right? So you set either high expectations for yourself, and then you also put that onto others. And when you do that, you're just constantly spinning your wheels, all because you're choosing not to accept people and situations as they are, and vice versa. So this week, things will be centered around the home as well. And not just home as in your living space either. For some of you, you will be moving into your forever homes or the perfect for now homes, no matter if you're buying or renting. And if you're buying, I feel like some of you could find your dream house this week and put in an offer and then actually not move until a later date. Same thing with people that are renting. Your lease may be up soon in the place that you're living now, and you're looking for something new. So again, it's just kind of feeling like things are happening surrounding the home. Now, some of you will be updating and recreating your home. Maybe you're moving furniture around, getting rid of stuff, bringing in new stuff, or maybe doing some renovations as well. I do feel like some of you will have parties with friends and family at your home this week. Home will be reflected in the way you feel as well. You'll feel more at home with yourself. You'll feel a sense of familiarity, comfort, and fulfillment at times. Some of you will reconnect with your old family home. So you might be traveling back to your childhood home or home from your past. Be on the lookout, because I just feel like everything and anything surrounding the home will be showing up in your life this week in some way. Now, emotions will be high this week as well. And some of you will just experience feelings of joy, love, happiness, and contentment. Again, it's going to be connected to like that, that the good side of the everything just seems perfect energy, right? Like everything is just, you're just feeling good. Now, most will be going through many different emotions this week. There will be a strong urge to make like rash decisions, maybe even wallow in some depression, or maybe having a little bit of a pity party for yourself. It could also show up in unnecessary confrontations, and people will be more than likely to be taking everything personally this week. So you could be taking things personally. People could be taking what you're saying personally. So it could just be one of those tough weeks. Now, many of the triggers will surround the home and family. Those of you who have lost your mother will be feeling sad this week. Mother's Day is on Sunday, and it will bring up lots of emotions. Some of you have tough relationships with your mom, so issues of control, criticism, judgment, and feelings of self-worth could also surface. Feelings of not being a good mother. Some of you might feel guilty about something, or just feel like you're not a good enough mom. Some of you might be feeling a little sad or anxious or depressed about maybe not being able to have children of your own, or you're having difficulties conceiving. So there's a lot of different things that could come up emotionally that surround the home and mothers and the family type situation. Things from the past could resurface as well. Whatever comes up for you emotionally this week, allow yourself to feel everything and let it move through you. Emotions are just energy in motion. They're not meant to be dwelled on. They're just meant to be felt, expressed, and released in a healthy manner. And another thing that I feel is important this week, and most oftentimes when we are dealing with things from the past that are still hurting us or that we're still holding on to, is practice forgiveness. Just really work on letting go, right? Focus on what it is you want going forward, right? Because if you're constantly living in the past, you're going to keep recreating the past over and over again. Responsibility will be another theme. Take responsibility for all your choices. Hold yourself accountable. There could be accusations of irresponsibility. More than likely, you'll be projecting or judging others for being irresponsible. Meanwhile, they'll be doing the same thing to you. So if you catch yourself pointing the finger or losing your cool on someone else about their lack of responsibility, take a close look at yourself, because there are certainly things that you haven't taken full responsibility for in your life. And realize that whenever you're blaming or being triggered emotionally by someone or something, the problem exists within you too. So if someone accuses you and you don't become triggered, or you aren't triggered by someone else's behavior, well, then you know the issue lies within the other person, and they're just strictly projecting onto you. Now, let's see. Some of you will be feeling insecure this week, not only with yourselves, but feeling unsafe in some way. And some of you will feel alone, even if you're surrounded by others. If you aren't surrounded by others and you do feel alone, reach out. Reach out to other people for help, or go sit in a park, or, go socialize with someone. Don't be afraid to allow yourself to be a little vulnerable and put yourself out there. Now, those of you who live alone, I do feel like there could be a moment where you feel scared about living alone, or you're feeling unsafe about being alone. And to me, it just feels like it's something that's creeping up in your mind. Maybe you read something or saw something or somebody was talking about something. You have nothing to fear. To me, it literally just feels like an emotional thing that's moving through you. And I feel like just, don't dwell on it. You're going to feel like, some of you are going to feel like you never catch a break and everyone else is lucky. And I just feel like some of you feel like, why am I always suffering and other people around me aren't suffering? And I feel it's important for you to take a look at how you're thinking about these things and how your energy is going there, because the more you think and feel this way, the more you'll keep attracting that experience into your life. Another theme this week is the feminine energy. I feel like it will be pretty strong this week. And this energy represents compassion, love, and concern for ourselves and others. And this is going to show up as an energy and in people around you. Again, it's Mother's Day this weekend, so there's going to be a lot of maternal energy floating around. Again, that feels like it's the theme. It's the feminine energy. We're honoring our mothers. And I do feel like everyone will feel supported by women in their life. It may not be your mom that you feel supported by, but there will be other women in your life who show up solidly in your corner. And, focus on that. Just be grateful for what you do have and who is showing up in your life. And that feminine energy could also show up in a man. That doesn't, it's not connected to a sex. So it could be a man that is really compassionate and loving and caring and has no problem exhibiting that or expressing that. Now, this energy also will remind you to treat yourself with love and compassion, no matter who you are or where you are. There are things inside of you that are worthy of love and compassion. So, those of you that aren't feeling this way about yourselves or the other women in your life, you're going to have a little bit of a tougher week, because you're really going to have to, on some level, I just feel like you're going to be confronted with the realization of how much you don't love yourself. And sometimes that can show up in a really unpleasant way. So I feel like, pay attention to what is coming up, accept it, acknowledge, and let it go, because it's just trying to fade away so that you can open up the floodgates for new things to come into your life. Work, for those of you employed, work will feel burdensome for a few of you this week. Some of you are going to feel like you have to do everything on your own, and this is connected to that perfectionist energy. Instead of delegating or asking for help, you do it all yourself because only you know how to do it correctly, or it's going to just take you longer to train someone to do it, so you might as well just do it yourself. And in the end, you get to be the martyr and the victim all at the same time, but you're also running yourself ragged day after day. And I would highly recommend just ask for help and train someone. It will be worth the time and the effort in the long run when it frees up space for you. Peace of mind is golden. Okay, many of you are still holding tight to unhealthy work situations, work environments that really you're just miserable and you're feeling stuck. And this week you could feel that more. Have faith in yourself and start taking some steps to make some changes. You're stuck there because you're choosing to be stuck there because you're afraid to make a change. Put yourself out there. Now, some of you will have a woman or someone more connected to their feminine energy that will be helpful to you this week at work. Some of you will just be in a negative mindset this week at work and, just feel like work sucks. However, I feel like it's not as bad as you believe or feel it to be. Think positive, focus on the things you do like about work, and, just stay in that energy so you attract more of the good feels. Those of you that are looking for a job, things kind of feel non-existent this week when it comes to the job search, which will have a few of you feeling stuck and depressed. Don't dwell on this, otherwise you're going to keep feeling this way. Trust things will happen when it's supposed to. And again, some of you will have a feminine energy helping you, which could show up in the form of a man or a woman that's going to lead you to a job opportunity. Love, committed relationships. Some of you will be feeling positive about your existing relationships. A few of you just started new relationships that you will have a positive outlook on. And a few of you who are in happy relationships and are excited about this new love energy, I feel like you could really get carried away this week by focusing too much attention on your home life. Make sure that you keep things in perspective and balance. You still have responsibilities. Some of you are going to be staying up all night, wanting to spend every waking moment with your significant other, and you'll feel tempted to call out from work or skip some responsibilities. You know, if you can let it slide for a day, I don't think it's a big deal. I would just say don't get carried away and all of a sudden you're going to decide to go MIA in your life because you're, going to take off to Bahamas somewhere and just be all in love and all of that. So just make sure you're being responsible, right? Because that's another theme this week, being responsible. All right, those of you in relationships that are not going so well, this week you could feel like your partner's not treating you the way that they should. You could be having unrealistic expectations due to the fantasy you created around this person. And this can also be tied to the perfection energy. So for some of you, it will be your partners who feel this way about you. Talk about it, but not in a confrontational way. Those of you looking for love, I feel like some of you could be feeling unlovable this week. Some of you could be fantasizing about wanting to be in a relationship with a particular person who you know isn't right for you. It's kind of that, ooh, I'll just settle for less vibe. Some of you are still hung up on the whole soulmate thing, believing you only ever end up with one. Nope, you have multiple soulmates, and all of you have been in a relationship with at least one or more of them. They all play a pivotal role in your life, and eventually you end up with the one you spend the rest of your days with, and that could happen at any age. So a few of you will meet someone this week who's going to be a great fit for you, so make sure that you're out and about socializing. And I just feel like, again, there could be some of you that are feeling alone, and you're going to get into the sadness of it. Just try not to dwell, feel it, and then be done with it. All of you, I feel like, need to keep a positive attitude when it comes to dating. Have fun with it and enjoy the experience. Finances, for some, money could feel tight or non-existent this week. If you need financial help, don't be too proud to ask for it. This period does feel like it's temporary. There's always something that can be done to put food on the table. Think about skills you have and how they can translate into making a couple of bucks. Maybe your neighbor needs help cleaning out his gutters. Offer to do it for some cash. Just stay positive. For others, your financial situation is great this week. What better way to pay it forward than to help someone out in need? Whether you offer your services, time, or support for free, or donate some cash to homeless shelters, or in whatever way you feel you can give back. Not only will your heart swell with love and compassion, but what goes around inevitably comes around. Health, some of you are so stressed with that minor aches and pains have you thinking the absolute worst case scenario. Take a deep breath and go get yourself checked out if you're that concerned. Incorporate ways to relieve stress in your life. Meditation comes to mind, even if it is just for 30 seconds at a time. Some of you will receive good news in regards to your health. I feel like some of you will be in remission from cancer. Others will have recovered from surgery, and some will have test results that come back in your favor. And some of you could be dealing with back issues this week, everything from minor to major. And then there are those of you who really need to work on self-love, compassion for yourself. Spirituality, some of you need a reminder that nothing lasts forever, especially those of you who've been struggling for a while now. Stay mindful of the fact that we're all connected, and someone helping you is a blessing to them as well. So don't be stubborn and prideful thinking you have to cope with everything on your own. Go ask for help. This week, there will also be an increase in clairvoyant experiences. Be open to the magical energy of life this week. Expect new and deeper spiritual understandings, and you could meet a spiritual teacher this week who helps guide you as well. So that covers this week's predictions. Let's get to tonight's caller, since I went a little longer than I hope, but you know me, I do that all the time. So let's get to Chris in Kansas City, Missouri. How are you, Chris?
Pretty good.
Good. How can I help you this evening?
Yeah, I was hoping maybe to connect with some loved ones.
Sure. Is there anybody in particular that you would like to connect with?
Well, either my granddaughter Hannah or my great-grandfather.
Okay. Hannah, when she passed, I feel like she was pretty young.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a little girl. The age that's kind of coming to mind is maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 years old.
7.
7, okay. Yeah, she was pretty young. Did she have like blondish brown hair?
Yes.
Okay. Did she? Okay, I'm questioning what I'm getting here. So, did she pass away in a car accident?
No.
Okay, hold on. Did your great-grandfather pass away in a car accident?
No, he passed of old age.
Is there anybody that's connected to you that passed away in some sort of vehicle accident?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, check into that, because I have somebody butting in that is talking about this person just kind of chimed in and totally pushed Hannah out of the way, because with Hannah, at first I was feeling it was a medical condition, something maybe similar to maybe like leukemia or I don't know. I just feel like it was a medical condition, but then all of a sudden I was getting, no, I passed away in a car accident.
Male or female?
On the car accident, it feels like a male to me.
Because the only male that I'm aware of is a cousin that died in a car accident years ago.
Do you know if he had short blonde hair? Like, his hair feels lighter than what Hannah's hair is.
No, he actually had dark hair.
What was his name?
Steve.
Yeah, I don't know if it's him. I'm just getting a bunch of conflicting information here. Let me try to focus on Hannah again. Did she pass away from a medical? Was it something like leukemia or some sort of? It's almost like it's something. It feels like it's almost kind of rare or unusual in some way. I just feel like it was a medical condition. Would that be accurate or close?
Well, it might have been afterwards. I don't believe her passing was an accident, as it was said to be.
I don't feel like her passing was an accident. I feel like it was connected to a medical condition, but I feel like it's something that wasn't known about or seen, or like, I just feel like it was something that wasn't very noticeable, where you would think that there was something wrong with her. And it feels connected to the blood. That's why I keep feeling leukemia, because it almost...
I had an aunt that passed away from leukemia.
Oh my gosh, I think your whole family's just showing up. What was your great-grandfather's name?
His real name, or the name that he used?
The name that he used.
Jacob Geralt.
Did he wear overalls?
My father did.
Okay, because I'm seeing a man in overalls, like jean overalls. Sometimes they were like, kind of reminds me of like railroad guys wearing the tan overalls.
Well, my father wore the blue jean type overalls and always wore a cap.
Was he? I'm also getting like farmer or like worked with his hands and worked like I just feel like hardworking type energy.
Most of all my family has been hard workers. My great-grandfather was notoriously known by his birth name. He actually had changed his identity. And my grandfather was a farmer that worked hard. And my dad grew up on a farm working hard.
Okay,
and I grew up on a small farm working hard.
Got you. Okay, so that's why I keep getting farmer. So I feel like your entire family, I only have 60 seconds or 90 seconds left, but I feel like your entire family is always around you. And I do feel like you're very open, and I feel like you can sense, and I feel like you could communicate with them if you wanted to. Like if you open yourself up, I feel like they will reveal themselves to you, because your entire family is around you. Like everybody showed up. Like, I think that's why, like, I just kept getting multiple different, information. Is there anything specific you want to know really quickly before I have to go?
Well, I was like to know if the truth's ever going to come out about Hannah's death not being an accident.
I do not feel like the truth is going to come out